Hello everyone and welcome to our class Chem 1 or General Chemistry. Experimentation is an important part of the chemical science as it helps in understanding the complex interplay of chemicals in more detail. And while working in a lab, one comes across several kinds of apparatus that are required to carry out experiments. It is essential to understand the functioning of this apparatus, as an ineffectiveness not only increases the risk of experimental error but also poses a potential laboratory hazard. And today, we will tackle the different types of laboratory apparatus and its uses. Okay, so let's talk about the safety gear or the PPEs. So, working in a chemistry lab is always exciting and enlightening. However, it comes with the potential dangers of exposure to harmful chemicals, so that is always advised to be covered in the proper gear or PPE. PPE includes the safety goggles, lab coat, and gloves. So what are these three safety gears? So first is the safety goggles. As the name suggests, safety goggles ensure the safety of your eyes. They are one of the most important safety gear, as the eyes are the most vulnerable part of the human body. Several chemicals like acids may cause a severe injury to eyesight, such as eye rash or a permanent loss of vision. Next is the lab coat or laboratory coat. The lab coat is not only a general uniform of medical and chemical professions but has a very specific purpose too. The knee-long coat ensures the safety of the body and clothing from accidental spills and splashes of harmful chemicals. Moreover, in case of emergencies, like fire or contamination, a lab coat can be easily and quickly removed than the usual clothing. Lastly is the latex gloves. Okay, so chemicals like acids are very reactive and physical contact with such chemicals can cause severe burns. Latex gloves work as a barrier between human skin and protect them from burns, infections, and contaminations caused by hazardous chemicals. Okay, so let's now talk about the beaker. So beakers are one of the most commonly used laboratory apparatus that one can come across in a chemistry lab. They are usually made of borosilicate glass or plastic. While plastic beakers are only used to mix the chemicals, glass beakers have high thermal stability and can be used to heat chemicals too. Moreover, glass beakers provide more clarity for content visibility and measurement than their plastic counterparts. Beakers are often used to hold, mix, and heat individual chemicals or solutions. Okay, next is the reagent bottles or the media bottles. These containers are made of glass, plastic, borosilicate, or related substances and topped by a special cup or stoppers. They are intended to contain chemicals in liquid or powder form for laboratories and stored in cabinets or on shelves. Okay, next is the flask. Flask is a category of glassware used in the chemistry lab. They come in a variety of shapes and sizes, with each one having a specific purpose associated with it. So commonly used flasks are Erlenmeyer flask, round bottom flask, and volumetric flask. So what are the uses of this flask? So first is the Erlenmeyer flask, or also known as conical flask. It is a glassware comprising of conical body, flat bottom, and a cylindrical neck. It is one of the most commonly used flasks to carry out various experiments in the chemistry lab, such as titration, filtration, and crystallization. The slanting sides and the wide base of an Erlenmeyer flask make it a perfect conical vessel to mix the chemicals by swirling without any risk of spillage. Next is the round bottom flask. So as the name suggests, a round bottom flask is a piece of laboratory glassware with a spherical bottom and a cylindrical neck. The round bottom of the flask provides a suitable surface area for the equal distribution of heat around the vessel. Thus, it is often used in experiments that require uniform heating or boiling of the chemical contents. Lastly is the vol flask or the volumetric flask. It is one of the laboratory glassware primarily used to prepare solutions. It is composed of a flat bottom conical shaped bulb attached to an elongated neck with an engraved ring that serves as a marking that indicates a specific volume. Because its mark specifies a precise volume measurement, the flask is also known as graduated flask or measuring flask. Okay, so next is the test tube and the test tube rack. So what are the uses of these two apparatus? So in a chemistry lab, the test tube is one of the most widely used glassware apparatus. It is a cylindrical vessel with a round bottom that is used to hold chemicals during the experiments. Due to their high thermal stability, test tubes can be used to heat or boil chemical samples. While heating, it's essential to hold the test tube at a 45-degree angle so that the glass formed inside the narrow tube may easily escape without causing the hot liquid to shoot out. While a test tube rack is a piece of laboratory equipment used to hold multiple test tubes upright at the same time. They are usually useful for organizing test tubes when different solutions are being worked on or collected at once. Next is a centrifuge tube. So it is a cylindrical vessel with a cup that is used in a centrifuge machine to separate the components of solutions. The centrifuge tubes are small test tubes with curved tips and can be made of glass or plastic. The tips design may vary depending on the types of solids, biomolecules, and insoluble substances in the chemical sample. So if we have centrifuge tube, we also have a centrifuge machine. Okay, a centrifuge machine is a laboratory apparatus that separates fluids, gaseous or liquid according to density. Separation is accomplished by rapidly spinning a centrifuge tube containing the substance. And next is a test tube holder. It is a device used to hold test tubes while heating them. It provides a safe distance between the person's hand and the test tube, protecting the skin from accidental burns caused by spilling of the chemicals. So next is the magnetic stirrer. It is a device that stirs chemical solutions by using electromagnetic force. A magnetic stirring bar is inserted into the flask or a beaker containing the solution, which is then placed over a magnetic stirrer's hot plate. The oscillating electromagnetic field created beneath the vessel drives the rotatory motion of the stirring bar. This method of stirring is more efficient, rapidly, and sanitary than traditional stirring with a glass rod. Okay, also we have a filter paper. It is a semi-permeable sheet of paper used in laboratories to separate solid impurities or components from a liquid solution. They are often made of cellulose whose capillary function comes in handy while separating fine solid impurities. Next is a funnel. So, a funnel is a cone-shaped device used to pour liquids from one vessel to another without the risk of spillage. They can also be used with filter paper to filter out impurities from the solution. Okay, next is the Bucher funnel. Bucher funnel is a type of filtration equipment used in laboratories. It is typically constructed of porcelain, glass, or plastic, and it is frequently used in conjunction with a Bucher flask to carry out the filtration process. Filtering with a Bucher funnel is faster than gravity-based filtration. Okay. And next is mortar and pestle. Mortar and pestle are ancient tools used to crush and grind ingredients or substances into a thin paste or powder. They are used in laboratories to grind chemical crystals or tablets into powder or paste form. Next is the wash bottle. Wash bottle is a regular plastic bottle attached to a nozzle with a screw-top lid, and it is used to rinse various pieces of laboratory glassware such as test tube and round bottom flask after or before their use. So next is a watch glass. It is a circular concave piece of glassware used in chemistry labs for a variety of applications, such as weighing and to heat a small amount of substance and as a beaker cover. This application is often employed to keep dust or other particles out of the beaker, but however, the watch glass does not entirely seal the beaker, allowing gas exchange to occur. So next is a crucible. A crucible is a ceramic or metal pot-like vessel used to melt metals and other solid chemical compounds. They come in a range of shapes and sizes and are made of materials that can endure intense temperatures. For instance, industrial-grade crucibles are made of materials such as alumina, silicon carbide, quartz, or water-cooled copper, whereas laboratory-grade crucibles are usually made of clay. Next is tongs. Tongs are scissor-like tools used to grip and lift objects and avoid the risk of getting burnt. They are used to hold crucible after heating, transferring, evaporating dishes, or picking small objects out of a reaction container. So we also have an iron stand or ring stand. It is a piece of supporting equipment designed to hold other laboratory apparatus such as beakers, flasks, and burets. It is composed of a heavy stamped steel base on which a steel rod is vertically erected. Various holding equipment such as rings and clamps are screwed to the steel rod at desirable heights to hold the target equipment. Okay, so next is a graduated cylinder. A graduated cylinder is a long, slender vessel used to measure the volumes of liquids. They are not intended for mixing, stirring, heating, or weighing. Graduated cylinders commonly range in size from 5 ml to 500 ml. Some can even hold volumes of more than a liter. Okay, so next is a volumetric pipette or bulb pipe. So this tool allows extremely accurate measurements, up to 4 significant figures of the volume of a solution. And next is the Buret. Buret is a graduated glass tube with the top at one end for delivering known volumes of liquid, especially in titration. It is a long graduated glass tube with a stopcock at its lower end and a tapered capillary tube at the stopcock's outlet. Next is a Bunsen burner. Bunsen burner is a type of glass burner commonly used as a heat source in laboratory experiments. The burner consists of a flat base with a straight tube stack extending vertically, known as the barrel or the chimney. Next is a laboratory tripod or tripod. It is a three-legged platform that is used to support vessels such as beakers or Erlenmeyer flasks while they are being heated on a Bunsen burner. It is made of light metal such as stainless steel or aluminum, and it is designed to be light and easy to carry. So next is Evaporating Dish. It is also known as a chaining dish and resembles a crucible but is used to evaporate liquid substance. It's utilized in those experiments where one needs to eliminate surplus solvent to get a concentrated solution or a solid precipitate of the dissolved components. Evaporating dishes are typically made of porcelain and can range in volume from 3 ml to 10 ml. Okay, we also have Vargas. Vargas is a metal wire interwoven sheet that sits between the beaker and the tripod stand. Because glassware cannot be heated directly, a wire mesh is utilized to diffuse the heat from the flames. An asbestos ceramic layer is commonly included in the center of wire mesh for its heat resistance. As you can see in the figure here, it has a white layer in the middle. Okay, so next is digital balance. So this device is used to measure the weight of chemical reagents in the chemistry lab. They are highly sensitive and can even weigh 0.001 gram of a substance. For this reason, they are periodically calibrated and usually kept inside glass walls. When weighing the substance, the wall should be kept closed to reduce any error in the measurement. And that's the end of my presentation, and thank you for listening.